What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video. We're going to try something new with these top 5 videos and make them shorter but cover more roles per patch. So probably 2 roles per day, just in short bursts. YouTube doesn't really like short videos, but I think this is actually just more useful. So let me know what you think of this way of doing it. Either like the video or just leave a comment to tell me. But let's get started with our AD carries. Number 5, Zaya. So this is the first patch with her in, so there's going to be a lot of good ones and a lot of bad ones. But high-elo players are already starting to get the hang of her, and they are crushing with her. There are a few things so far to remember. So she's much better when she's ahead. Now, partly this is the new champion whole deal. Like, it's harder to play behind because you don't know the champion well enough yet. It's partly just her kit, though. The burst from her E is nuts when you get ahead, and that is where a lot of her kills actually come from. So she's very safe as well. Super hard to focus. The kiting from your W, which if you can attack move, is like, holy crap, insane. The root from your E, dodging stuff with your ultimate. That's also why she's so good when she's ahead, right? She has that damage because she has items and she's pretty fed, but you can't really shut her down. We're already seeing that people with 100+ games on her are coming out with a 55% roughly, like above that actually win rates, and she's a bit weird with a feather setup, but if you get that down, she is really good. There are 2 builds, like the Blade Cleaver PD as a core, which is great AoE damage, or more burst from Essence Reaver and crit, which I think actually 100% crit is even pretty sick actually. The main things, she's very good when ahead, hard to kill and shut down, has good persistent damage, and also good burst damage with her E as well. Then number 4, Caitlyn, the safest AD carry you can play, probably the most likely to get nerfed after Lucian as well actually. You can always pick her and it's never going to be bad. She has some disgusting lane combos right now. Anything with a heal, really, Soraka, Sona, you can push and heal for days. It's actually really hard to play against. Her ability combos are a bit more advanced, take her to another level as well, so mid game is going to be better. I'm talking like things like E into a trap instantly, stuff like that. More than just an auto bot this season, which I think she desperately needed. Warlords is going to add to her kiting with a range as well, so she's still super good late game, and it's also very easy to farm with her. Like, she has the second highest farm on average for an AD carry. She farms it super hard, gets her items and auto attacks and crits. I know she has a rep for being easy, right? And at a basic level, I guess she is, but in my opinion, actually, you can show a lot of skill with her now this season. The more you play her, the better you will get at her. A really good Caitlyn is something that is very strong. That's why I kind of think she's going to get nerfed eventually. Her main thing, she has really high lane pressure, especially with certain supports, talking like Soraka and Lulu, stuff like that. A decent mid game with headshots if you manage them properly. You have some utility with a net slow and also your traps. You're safe, and you have a crap ton of damage as the game goes on. Now, number 3, Kog'Maw. I think you'll get even better next patch actually with the new item updates and stuff, but still, Kog'Maw right now is in a really good spot and it deserves top 3. The dumbest thing is you can actually even bully in lane more now. Like, Fervor helps a lot with that actually, which is what most people run at the moment. You trade with W, you back out afterwards, and you just farm. It's super easy, and it gets easier with certain supports as well, like sensor supports really, again, like Lulu, Sona, Soraka, that let him go nuts and kind of keep him alive. Part of it is how you're a ticking time bomb. It's just how the champion is designed. There's no real pressure in the game at all, honestly. Like, you always stand a chance to carry, even come back no matter how boned you get early, just because you have so much damage when you get items. The hardest part of playing Kog'Maw, in my opinion, is positioning, and early into a fight especially. You need to stack up that Rage Bait and you need to dodge their main cooldowns, but after that, you can legit right click with your W on and you'll move yourself and he does the rest for you. The main things are you probably have the highest damage you can actually play, at least close anyway. The meta has slowed down, which is really good for him, and supports make him even better than he is anyway. Now, if Kog'Maw isn't the highest damage, then I reckon it'll be Twitch. So he's number 2 at the moment. He is by far the best late game AD carry in my opinion. His range and runes with a few crits can devastate an entire team. He averages the most kills per game out of any AD carry right now, and close to top damage per game as well. And this is really like the roam and snowball style that puts him number 2, honestly. Fervor with his E and poison is still super good. You're stacking both the poison and the fervor at the same time, which then buffs your E damage as well. It makes his lane phase just a lot better. Mid game, you have way more impact than other AD carries because you can surprise people in lanes. You get kills, you get your items faster, and you get to that late game build quicker. Defensive supports are also really good. The only weakness really with Twitch is his lack of mobility. You can kind of jump on him and he can't really do anything. Does that even matter when you have at least like double your health total in shields and heals from your support? I don't really think so. The main things are you're the best AD carry late game. I think you have insane range and synergy with his ultimate. Like, you're going to have them critting, percentage damage, and runins as well. You're really good at roaming and snowballing mid game to get even more gold, and you do a lot of that yourself. You don't really have to rely on your team that much. Number 1, no real surprise, is going to be Lucian. He is the best mid game AD carry you can play, but there's just never a bad time to pick him, kind of like Caitlyn. As I said before, with Caitlyn, I definitely think he's the most likely to get a nerf soon with her. Played in well over 40% of games right now and still has an insane win rate. Now, a lot of this revolves around deaths per game. They're extremely low for Lucian. That is the main issue right now, actually. He's got a lot of damage, we all know that, but he's really good at dodging stuff, staying safe, kiting, and dueling people. Like, finding him alone like a normal AD carry carry is not actually that good of a thing, honestly, because he'll turn it around and kill you. There's no real weak point in the game. Maybe late game because he has short range, but Blade and Cleaver boosts his early to mid game. The crit boosts his late game. The main things with Lucian, he's way too safe. He's way too good in the lane phase, which leads to an amazing mid game and decent late game as well. Your combo reliance means if you're a good Lucian, like if you can combo properly and time it properly, you can do a crap ton more as well. So those are our top 5. Number 5, Zaya, 4, Caitlyn, 3, Kog'Maw, 2, Twitch, and number 1 is going to be Lucian, but we have a couple of honorable mentions. The first one being Kalista. She's very good in the lane phase and mid game as well. One of the most aggressive AD carries you can play at the moment and very good at getting ahead and getting kills. The issue is more that you are not that good when you're behind, so if you get ganked or anything, you're kind of screwed, and you can fall off a little bit later, or it's kind of hard to play her late game than a lot of other AD carries anyway. What about Ezreal? He's always a good pick, but I don't think he stands out this patch that much more than normal, honestly. And finally, watch out for next patch, I think Vayne. Mid-season is going to be the next patch. That is a tank patch, remember, a tank rework, so Rage Bait and Blade the Ruined King will be a better build path because of the arm buffs which Vayne can use. Plus, Vayne is percentage health based damage and true damage, right? So she naturally is going to pop off when people stack health and armor. Like, it seems too good to be true here, honestly. Okay, so that wraps up the AD carry state this patch. Let me know what you think of this shorter format but more videos. Thank you for watching, but for now, I'll leave you with the robots.